Tutorial 5. Working on the strap pattern. We need to work on the pattern of the upper part of the dress, the straps that resemble a short sleeve bolero. This half bolero will be incorporated into the dress. I glue together the pattern sheets and get two pieces of our half bolero, the front and the back. The pattern I offer you accounts for two versions of bust circumference, 88 centimeters, the black line, and 92 centimeters, the red line. You are probably asking, but what if my client has smaller or larger breasts? How am I supposed to adjust the pattern then? First of all, you can adjust it after your client's key measurements: neck base to bust middle, shoulder to waist, shoulder slope, front width, arm size circumference, neck hole circumference, front neck base to waist, side length, bust middle, etc. In other words, you can adjust the pattern the way you normally do it for a garment with shoulder seams. I explain it in great detail in another course, My Mom's Dress. And then you can also use an easier, though less precise, method. There are thin, transversal lines marked along the entire perimeter of the pattern. The distance between the black and red contour, i.e. 82 centimeters and 92 centimeters bust circumference patterns, at the intersection with transversal lines is always 6 millimeters. Thus, if the difference in bust circumferences comprises 4 centimeters, then the distance between their points of intersection with transversal lines equals 6 millimeters. I begin adjusting the half bolero pattern after my client, whose bust circumference is 96 centimeters. It differs from the standard pattern with the bust circumference of 92 centimeters, red line, by 4 centimeters. This means I need to mark 6 millimeters outwards from the red line at each intersection point with a transversal line. I will get a larger pattern by connecting the resulting points. Blue line. Alterations at the back of the half bolero. I adjust the pattern of the front of the half bolero exactly the same way. Frankly speaking, I am not a big fan of using such methods, since it makes rather rough patterns and you always have to adjust them further. But it does make sense to use it as a guide. Please note that there are no seam allowances on these patterns as indicated. If your cups are not the same size as mine, find the center of the breast and the bust line right on your cup. In my case, 6 centimeters down from the top edge. Then, carefully put the cup in its place on the half bolero, and make sure the shoulder piece reaches the top edge of the cup. In my particular case, I need to prolong the shoulder piece by 1 centimeter. I cut out the side piece and align it with the shoulder piece. Right now, the task is to define the arm's eye and the side seam of the bolero. I want the bolero to start below the bust line at the front. I know it for sure that the top edge of the dress will inevitably shift down when I start working on the low neckline at the back. And I don't really like leaving bare skin uncovered. So, I want the bolero piece that performs the function of straps to begin somewhere at the under bust level. Follow the edge of the cup and go up towards the neck diagonally. I align the patterns of the dress and the bolero along the bust line and draw the under bust line on the piece of the bolero. This means we need to start cutting the bolero from this very line. I also hate it when the strap arrives right at the corner of the side seam. It never looks good. It makes sense to step about 3 centimeters inwards from the side seam at the under bust level and attach the strap there. I adjust the bolero pattern. It's best to make the edge of the bolero convex to maintain the overall harmony. My client's side length measurement is 18 centimeters, as compared to 16 centimeters on the pattern. I should lift the sleeve of the bolero up by 2 centimeters, or else the armscye will be too low. I prolong the side seam upwards by 2 centimeters and redraw the armscye. Now, let's add seam allowances to the front of the bolero and cut it out. The pattern will be as good as finished. The only thing is, I'm still hoping I can sew the bolero without shoulder seams, so I haven't accounted for them. I add 0.5 cm seam allowances. Since the bolero is made of very thin knitted fabric and finished with a very thin elastic band, I will assemble and handle it with the overlock machine. The upper part of the front looks like this. Now, let's alter the back of the bolero. I prolong the side seam upwards by 2 centimeters and redraw the armscye, same as on the front piece. I align the front with the back and mark the length of the latter. I leave 3 centimeters for the joining seam at the bottom of the back piece and 1.5 centimeters for a hook or a button fastener. I make the open edge of the back piece concave to help the bolero settle upon the wearer's back in a graceful way. Now, you have seen the shaping process on paper. You could also do it using the mock-up method. Sometimes it's even more convenient. You just cut all standard patterns out of the mock-up fabric, put them on the dress form, and find all relevant reference lines. Actually, the mock-up method allows you to define the side length of the bolero a lot more precisely, since the dress is supposed to have been nearly finished by the time you can see the actual way the bolero looks on the dress form. There is only one challenge. Mock-up fabric is non-elastic, and you'll have to account for it since the garment will be made of knitted fabric. I add 0.5 centimeter seam allowances and cut out the back piece. I glue together the patterns of the front and the back to cut them out as a single piece without shoulder seams. Voila! The mock-up of the lace bolero piece is ready. This is how you join it with the dress later.